Behind the scenes of USF's vibrant campus, a committed team works hard to keep things running smoothly. From maintaining our facilities to ensuring safety, our administrative services teams work around the clock to create a secure and inviting campus environment. Their efforts lay the foundation for the success of the university. And they do it all with cheerful dedication and bold pride.
Yeah. Shooky. All right. I probably got to change my shirt every once in a while, so I'm not wearing the same shirt. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our first town hall session of the year. Round of applause to you all. We've got a loaded agenda today. I know we all got a lot of work, so I'm gonna go ahead and start off and bring up our Vice President of Facilities and Public Safety Operations, Carol Post.
Mike, this crowd's rowdy this morning. Drank your Wheaties, your coffee, you had it all going. I appreciate everybody being here this morning. This makes it feel like now we're really family. We're like tucked in here, we're tight, we're close, it's good. I appreciate it. The other room was booked, but really it is really nice to see everybody's faces up close. I'd encourage you, I think most of you know many of the folks in the room, but turn left, turn right, say hello to each other while we're here. If you don't know each, there you go. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, okay. All right. All right, that's enough. Now back to business. Okay, enough social. Okay, that's enough hello. Save that for after. We'll have a little social event afterwards. So again, really appreciate you all being here. And I think you can tell by the rowdiness of the morning, the Pats team, as usual, is going to be the crowd, the cheer crowd. So I expect all of our departments and divisions, you need to up your game and keep up with the Pats cheerleading crowd. Yeah. So we have a lot to cover. We'll jump in. You can see the agenda here. We really try to cover all aspects of this portfolio. We do so much, we cover so much ground literally and figuratively, and we really like to use this as an opportunity for everyone to showcase what they're doing, what their successes are, for you to see the different people that you interact with day in and day out. And all of these are the ways that we drive this university. The university does not function without the work that you do in this room. And so it's a really nice opportunity to take just a pause, enjoy the benefits of a social hour, of seeing your colleagues, and really celebrating our success. So before we move on, I'm going to welcome a few new members of our team. Some of them are not as new, but they haven't been formally introduced at a town hall yet. So Crystal Sullivan, our Director of Environmental Health and Safety, I know she's here. Thank you. Crystal's already made tremendous advances with the EH&S, really bringing the team to new heights, recognizing a lot of those team members, and really expanding the scope that group has across the university, which is so critical. Second is Scott Fox, our new Director of Parking and Transportation Services. We happened to recruit Scott from that other school a few hours north with the orange and blue, but he knows where the real business is. So we're really happy to have Scott on the team. Thank you. And our latest addition, our newest addition, I should say, is Mark Bralick, our Senior Director of Design and Construction. Where is Mark? There he is. Mark joins us from Indiana, and he's enjoying the weather now. I'm probably still just getting out of the cool, but Mark has taken on a big role in terms of the oversight for all of our project design, construction activities, and we're really thrilled to have him on the team. So welcome. We also have a number of promotions from within. I know you know these folks, but I just couldn't be more proud when we have an opportunity to promote from within, because the talent within the room and within the portfolio is outrageous. It's just, we just have such good people. Ray Miller, who has been with us, our Director of Campus Services. Where's Ray? I don't think I saw Ray come in. Is he here? We let him take vacation? I didn't know that was, yeah, okay. But yes, Ray deserves a vacation. He, as you know, has an incredibly large role and responsibility, really the lifeblood of the university in terms of our grounds, custodial fleet, all those activities that make the campus what it is today. So congrats to Ray. And also Chris Fleischer, who, Director, Utilities, there's our band. Chris literally keeps the lights on, and so much more. We were really excited to be able to promote him and take on some new responsibilities and really advance our energy management program and so much that's going on there. So he's been an incredible support. And when things really go wrong behind the scenes, which is always on the weekends and after hours, as you all know, Chris is one of the first people there to help respond on the energy management side. So it's just been a great addition. Thank you. So with that, I think we move back to our MC. Do you want to model your pants first? I don't want you behind here. I mean, that's, yes, you should take a tour. So a hand for Antonio. I always appreciate him stepping up here. And I will see you later in the program, both for our award ceremony and then for my short presentation and your Q&A. So as we're going through the program, think about things you might want to ask, issues, questions you might have, and I will see you later. Back to you. Thank you.
All right, so I am not that handsome face there, but I will do a smooth transition to our AVP, Everett Simmons, to talk a little bit more about our capital improvement program. Everett, come on up, sir.
Thanks, Antonio. All right, I got to get better attire. You know, where I don't know where you're shopping for those pants, but I got to go. All right. Well, hey, thank you so much for having me up here today. I'm just so excited to be able to share some of the things the team's working on and that all of us in this room will eventually be maintaining, supporting, and helping our students and faculty enjoy. So, oh, look, I got a dashboard right in front of me. I was like going to curve around and look. So recently completed projects, we've talked about them a little bit, but they're in full swing. We have the indoor performance facility getting ready to host a bunch of camps this summer. Going to be really exciting. The Ginshaft Honors College, again, just beautiful. I hope all of you got a chance to go inside and look at it. The architecture in there is something just very unique and very special. Student Health and Wellness Center, a few things to go on that. We're actually going to be putting in some pavers later this summer, and then we'll be wrapping up with that project. And we're doing a bunch of great work with research labs at USF Health downtown. And I know the inspection team's out there getting them all settled in and ready to be fully operational. Amazing. So just a quick, step back. As we look at our portfolio, I think we're even missing our southernmost campus on here. We're branched out, right? We have Tampa, we have the downtown campus. We work in St. Pete and Sarasota, Manatee, and then also down in the Keys. So we have a Keys lab. In fact, we have a team member who is down there right now looking to make some inspections on some renovations we're doing. So we're always all over the place. All right, so College of Nursing. You may have noticed as you've been around the campus and driving by, there is some rubble on the ground. We had quite the demo activity, and I'm not sure how they did it, but I got a report yesterday that the College of Nursing was amazingly uninterrupted by the jackhammers and the demolition going on. I told them that we asked them to use the silencers on, and they did, and and so luckily they weren't interrupted. I don't know how the team pulled it off, but great job, guys. So on that project, we're looking at some renderings. We're doing all kinds of final design work, and we'll be going in and putting in foundations, and you'll start seeing that structure coming up, looking for a fall of 2026 opening. Amazing. Biomedical engineering labs and ISA building. Another one, great. Lawrence is hard at work. Lots of details right now. He is ironing out all kinds of procurement. He's working through all kinds of scheduling and figuring out how to do this as fast as possible. It includes a little bit of a tricky move. We're taking the Welcome Center from the ISA 7th floor, moving it down to the Allen building. Our interiors teams worked a great deal upon making sure that's a beautiful new welcoming center to drive our admissions and get our students convinced to come here to the University of South Florida. So that one will be taking shape as we get a team onboarded and look to begin design and construction. So kind of wrapped up in there is our student experience. So I touched a little bit on the Welcome Center already, but also the library. So security enhancements. The library, I think somebody told me it's the largest Starbucks by traffic or something along those lines in the state, maybe larger. Yeah, it's incredible the number of people that flow through the library. So the team's been hard at work trying to figure out how best to keep all of us safe. And we'll be putting in some turnstiles and a whole new front entrance. So when you see that construction going on, that's what we're doing there in order to bring a heightened sense of security and a better environment for all of those passerbys. And then, of course, if you've driven by Fowler and you've watched that take place, what we're doing out there is we're creating new recreational fields. So it's 4 multi-purpose fields and two softball fields. We're putting up nets so the balls don't go into the street. So we got that covered. They're really moving a lot of dirt out there. We're looking to start putting some grass sprigs in July and let that naturally grow in to be the best fields possible. So we're not going to actually roll sod. We're going to let it grow, and we're going to water the fields in, and then we'll be turning that over hopefully the day before Thanksgiving break is the idea that we're out of there. The Tenasia College of Pharmacy build out downtown, another project downtown where we are moving a ton of our pharmacy college from their Tampa campus to the downtown campus. A beautiful new facility. Hopefully we get a bunch of the finished pictures in here. Really neat features. The team did a great job on the interior design, making it a wonderful, hopefully recruitment tool for all of the pharmacy students that we plan to put through it. It's a really beautiful space. And then going down and talking about St. P. Marine Science Labs improvements, we've got a circa 1930s Coast Guard barracks that we are now using as offices and labs and all kinds of high science. And so it's in need of a little bit of TLC. So we're going through, we're doing some access controls and looking at other security enhancements. And then, of course, infrastructure is always needed, and we're improving that for those occupants. Sarasota Manatee, the housing project is running into the summer here, looking to welcome students in the fall semester. So as always with a lot of housing projects, the pedals to the metal. We got students packing and they're excited, and construction is going to be down to the wire, but we're driving it home so we can see those students in the fall. It's about 68,000 square feet and 200 beds. I was hopeful that I could move in. They told me I have to be enrolled, but the views look right over some beautiful Florida nature over into the bay. It's absolutely stunning. I really wish I could have been a student going and living on that campus, to be honest. So it also has a 32,000 square foot student center, and it's just going to be a wonderful place on a small, intimate campus for those students that choose to live there. Of course, something home and near and dear to most of you in this room are the deferred maintenance projects we have. I think we've all talked about it. $72 million, 87 projects, all critical, all have to have contracts issued by the end of this year. The team is fighting furiously to get final designs and final POs and final contracts in place so we can have all those projects spent, complete, and closed out by the end of 2026. As many of you know, the HVAC, grounds improvements, including our roadways, utilities, all over the campus. The team's right now putting together some summer impact project lists that'll help provide a visibility to everyone here and the rest of our campus around kind of what you're going to see as we go into the summer months, reduce the campus occupancy, and increase our impact on the campus. All right, I think that's it. Did we have any questions? Oh, I was going to tell you about the stadium. So everyone's kind of seeing it go in the news and a lot of PR around it. The stadium is making great strides. We're working in contracting with both the construction manager and the designer, and designs are progressing forward. The teams are beginning to commence with plan reviews. We have some city meetings coming up on traffic and other items as we preliminarily get ready to break ground in the first quarter of next year. So that's kind of the high level on the stadium progress. Were there any questions that I could answer or no? All right, well, just stop me in the halls or around the campus if you have one. So appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks again, Everett. That's really awesome that you're able to provide some transparency to the team of all the ongoing projects that the team is taking on. I think a lot of that kind of gets hidden and behind closed doors. So shout out to the team for taking on this hefty list of projects and making sure we're delivering them on time. It's super critical for the success of our students and our teams out here. So thanks again, Everett. All right, team. So next up, I'm sure you all are eager to hear more about hurricane preparedness as that season tends to just get longer and longer and longer, it feels like. But we got 3 team members from emergency management. We got Clarissa Grant, Michelle Caney, and Ahmed. Come on up.
Good morning, everybody. Okay, so Everett got to talk about the cool stuff, and I gotta talk about hurricanes, the doom and gloom, I guess. Thank you, Antonio, for welcoming us. We are actually a team of 5. Our director is at a conference right now. So again, I'm Clarissa. This is Michelle Caney, and then this is Ahmed Alady. He's actually the newest member of emergency management for us. So we're excited. You guys are awesome. Thanks for clapping for everything. So we want to speak to you about the upcoming hurricane season and the outlook, what you can do to be prepared and things like that. Hurricane season is basically around the corner, June 1st. Everybody knows that. And this is going to be a very active, above average season. We're expecting 23 storms, and that's up from prior years of an average of 14 storms. So it's going to be pretty busy. Colorado State University is actually predicting that of those 23, 11 will form and become hurricanes. So that's something that we really have to pay attention to. And of those 11, 5 of them are anticipated to be major hurricanes, which is what we classify as a category 3 through a 5. So just to put terms to that, or just visualize, that's a minimum wind speed of like 111 miles per hour, or like a minimum storm surge of like 9 to 12 feet. So just kind of think about that going into hurricane season. The probability, and I really want you to pay attention to this, the probability of a major hurricane making landfall is continuing to increase. Historically, it's been at about 40-something percent, 27% in our area. Think about how significant that is for the Gulf Coast. That's where we need to pay attention to, 42%. If it continues to trend and track this way, we'd have a 50% chance of an impact of a major hurricane, a category 3 or 5. And just to reiterate, like I said, 111 miles per hour, 9 to 12 feet for storm surge. Just think about the impacts that will have not only to our campus, but think about our brother campuses, Sarasota, Manatee, you know, St. Pete. They're right there in Zone A in the construction, in the evacuation zones. So what can you do to prepare? Get a kit. That's the first thing we always reiterate. Make sure that you have a hurricane kit coming into hurricane season. Make a plan, know where your evacuation zones are. We encourage you to make sure that you're checking your evacuation zones before hurricane season. There's a chance that they could have shifted, they could have changed. A couple years back, they had a major change in the hurricane evacuation zones, and they shifted. People that weren't in the evacuation zones before ended up in evacuation zones. So just really pay attention to that. And be vigilant when it comes to when we're getting these notifications, these notices. Just pay attention to what's going on out in the Atlantic. Like we said, 23 storms. It's going to be probably a very, very busy season for us. And just knowing that there's a high impact for the Gulf Coast. So we do have some resources on our webpage. We encourage you to check it out. If you have any questions, we're always available. Make sure that you get that kit. Make sure that you're vigilant this season. And we really want you to stay safe for hurricane season. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to Department of Emergency Management. Thank you.
Let's give our hardworking emergency management team another round of applause. All right. Well, we're all here for. No. So we do have our first round of raffle drawings. Mind you, there will be multiple opportunities to win something, but we will be having Christina as well as Devanchi coming to do our first winners. So, ladies, it's all you. No. We got 0000 023. Who's got 23? All right. Ahmed, you can see Jordan on the right and you can pick a prize. All right. Great job. Might have gave a newcomer a first little win, but that's all right. Going on to the next one. Daniel Guessman is the winner for the second round drawing. Might need to get a good spin in there. All right, last two is 61. Last two is 61. We in the back? All right. Who we got back there? All right, let's see. Who got 31? Raise your hand so we make sure you get your prize. 31. Who got 31? Are we good? All right. Just want to make sure we got our prizes out. All right. Next up, we've got team members from our recycling program. We've got Jose Tirado and Jimmy Davis, along with Lindsay.
Good morning, everyone. The USF Waste and Recycling team, we recently completed a project to upgrade our trash trucks. We traded in 4 aging trucks for 2 brand new, more efficient models. This transition was made possible by the efforts and dedication of our operators, our vehicle maintenance team, vehicle maintenance, and of course, our OAS leadership team. This was a very significant upgrade for us. And here with me, I have Jose Tirado and Jimmy Davis, who are going to tell us a little bit more about how this project impacts their everyday work here at USF. Jose?
Hello, everybody. My name is Jose Tirado. I've been with the university for 23 years. I'm a recycle driver around here, and the truck that you see here, those are the new ones. They're modern. The old ones that we had, the old fleet, one of them was at 89. So, and that was new to us at that time. Finally, I usually inherit all the old trucks. So the recycle guy used to get it, and then the garbage truck get it at the end. But it was a good thing, a good investment. And a lot of people ask me, say, the truck is kind of small. And we're like, it's tiny but mighty. It's actually easier to maneuver around the university. You know how students drive kind of crazy around here. So it's easy to navigate and maneuver around with them. With the big trucks, we be on the middle of traffic and all this stuff. So having a small truck is an advantage. And it's not only small, the box look like it doesn't fit that much, but we take around 10 tons of paper every month for recycling by itself. So even though it's a little smaller, but it completes the job and the task that we are do every single day.
My name is Jimmy Davis. Yeah, I've been with the university for 12 years. I operate the garbage truck. But when I first got in vehicle maintenance, we had 2 drivers and 2 backup drivers. Now it's just me and Jose. But the best thing about that, when one of us take vacation, we come as one. I can do his job and do mine too. He can do mine and his. All because of Miss Lindsay. Yeah. All because of Miss Lindsay. And she been what, 2 years? She been 2.5 years. She been here with us, and she turned vehicle maintenance around. She turned it around. You come in there now, you swear you're going to a dealership. That's how I look now. That's how I look now. You swear you're coming into a dealership. But the most important thing we can do, to me, vehicle maintenance. I don't know how y'all feel about y'all department, but vehicle maintenance is number one on campus. I don't know how y'all feel about y'all department, but I feel we number one on campus. We number one on campus. But at the end of the day, when the smoke clear, dust settle, all us in this room got one common goal: to keep this university up and running and keep it clean and green. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thanks for the kind words, really. Wasn't expecting it, but nothing could be done without the great efforts of everyone here in this room and those that are coming in later on this afternoon, and of course, our leadership team.
What you pay them, Lindsay? Another round of applause for our waste and recycling team. Also a shout out to our vehicle maintenance team as well for their efforts. Making sure our assets are up and running when we need them. All right. For those of you that don't know, Dan, the Map Man Guestman, is going to come on up here and talk a little about our GIS program initiatives. Come on up, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So I'm excited. I'm here to talk a little bit about our GIS program and our new maps portal. So first off, I'll start with what is GIS? So GIS is our geographic information system. It's our computer program that takes location-based data across campus and allows us to analyze it, store it, and then visualize it, build smart maps that allow you guys to take that data and visualize it on phones, tablets, computers on a daily basis. Oh, go back a little bit. There we go. So one of the things that really is an impactful way that we take these major projects that are happening across campus is we take the final deliverable drawings and we make them digital. So we take those drawings that we get and then we bring them into GIS so that you guys can consume them on a daily basis. And we develop these smart maps as allows you guys to use them regularly. So then the big announcement is our new maps portal. So maps.usf.edu is our new GIS portal. And we have now transitioned from our old URL that was gis.usf.edu to maps.usf.edu. It's a little easier to remember. And now this portal will house maps and data from across all of our campuses, even our Keys Marine Lab. So, so we're keeping track of everything with our multiple different applications, everything from our interactive campus map to deferred maintenance to emergency management. even to campus planning and utilities. So I'll first start off with our interactive campus map. I've presented this a handful of town halls ago, but now with this transition, we're out with it and live. It represents everything across all of our campuses, and it acts as a one-stop shop and for a base map for our entire campus information. That's everything from parking and transportation to our campus planning to campus safety. If you can think about it, it's probably in there. Everything from dining to bike racks. It's all in there at one place. Our next one that we want to talk about is our weather and warnings. Especially emergency management was just talking about hurricane season coming up. So this application is used to help track storms as they're coming in, looking at everything from campus safety, looking at sinkholes, depressions on campus. Maybe we have events with potentially protests or anything going on. We can track that information all in one application. And then our last one of the biggest things when I started here just under 6 years ago was we started mapping all of the utilities on campus. We're in our 6th phase of utility collections with electrical lighting right now. And we're up to, when we finish this, we'll be up to upwards of 8,500 assets mapped across campus and something in the ballpark of 182 miles of pipes. So it's all being collected and all being stored in one place. And that's where it goes into this maps portal where we can take apps like our land use and planning and allows us to use master planning, take the new master plan in there and look at how is that going to impact utilities. I think there's a big building coming on the east side of campus soon. I don't know. That we can take the outlines of that and look at how is that going to impact our existing utilities and everything in there at the same time. And then it acts again as another one-stop shop for campus information for looking at all of our campus lease information and all of that documentation that backs behind that. So really, again, the theme of a one-stop shop, that's what this portal is meant for. So again, maps.usf.edu. We are now live with it, and it is out there for your consumption. Thanks, guys.
He's the map, he's the map, he's the map. So with that being said, if you do have gis.usf.edu bookmarked or anything on one of your tabs on Google Chrome, delete that because you're not going to have access. You need to go to maps.usf.edu. I got you. Shout out to Ashley and Dan for their efforts on GIS. All right. Anyone here watch ESPN? I would hope so, right? Well, if you haven't, there is an awesome segment that they recently released that highlights our university police department and the K9 program. So back to you guys to hit on the video.
Campus police wield a unique influence on the college experience. As guardians of order and security, they must navigate a delicate balance to foster a sense of safety while respecting the academic population. With the help of a diverse team of canines and a community-based approach to policing, the University of South Florida is going beyond the traditional roles of law enforcement to safeguard students and faculty.
They are phenomenal at what they do.
For years, the University of South Florida Police Department was interested in having a K9 unit within the agency. And in 2019, Chief came to me with this grand plan to finally launch K9 unit at the USF Police Department. Since then, we were able to expand from the initial 3 dogs to 5 dogs total, spanning narcotics detection, explosive detection, and therapy canine work. University community is home to several sporting arenas. My partner and I check those areas pre-game, pre-concert, pre-event. A lot of the times we're sweeping those areas before the events take place, just to make sure that nobody's placed anything that hazardous or could cause harm to the patrons coming to those venues.
At the time, I was in a specialty unit with the USF Police, but I've been on patrol. I was on calls where we got dispatched suspicious articles, suspicious packages, things like that. And I was the guy on the front line that had to decide whether I send up the red flag and say, I need the bomb team, or just trying to assess this mysterious package and, potentially put myself at risk. So I've been on the receiving end of those calls, and I know it's not fun. So having this tool, having this resource to be able to check it out real quick keeps everybody safe. This time. Yes, go, 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 go. God, it's all go, girl. It's all go, girl. Yes, you did go. One thing almost taught me is just to kind of be goofy at times. Oh, girl, let's go. As an officer, you have this front, this kind of crust about you, if you will. But we were taught that the dogs respond well to high pitched praise, loud, goofy, just antics and things like that. So that kind of brings you out of your shell. Your dog gets a find, it's a big celebration. Go find it. Let's go find it. This one. All right. Yes, that's a good girl.
The welfare checks alone on this campus have catapulted. There was going to be availability to have a new program that nobody's ever started, and that was the therapy program. And I thought, oh, I can get closer to the students utilizing this. This is perfect. And it's just the typical people not being able to cope with anxiety or their fears. So we bring somebody like Bailey in there. Everybody loves to pet a dog, and that's how it is. She's like, oh, yes, I do. Are you kidding me? The best day of her life. Whenever she could get pets, this is the best day. So her main focal point is if there's a call out for somebody who's a victim of a crime, and on this campus, you can be a victim of anything. And a lot of times now in the last couple of years, people don't want to talk. Bailey was developed to say, okay, you know what? You don't want to talk. That's fine. We'll bring Bailey. We'll sit her down. You can pet her and slowly talk to me about anything but what happened to you. That's where she shines right there. And then they'll talk. And it's been amazing. Like it has worked every single time. Hi, you could come. Come on, just give her. She's like, hey. They come over, they pet Bailey, and they look at me and they say the same exact thing every time. They're like, I was feeling bad 5 minutes ago. I feel amazing now.
What I've learned about being around these dogs is that they have these technical skills. They have a proficiency that is so unique and rare. And yet at the end of the day, they're still dogs. There's a lovability to them. There's a friendliness to them. You want to pet them. And, that interaction that those of us who like dogs can benefit from.
Yes, and she gives you kisses. And then the second thing that she does is what I like to call is Bailey button. But yeah, anytime you need us, you can go online, or you can just call our non-emergency number and say, hey, can I have Bailey meet me anywhere? And it could be here, it could be a dorm room, it could be outside, it doesn't matter. And you could request her for anything. She literally will get there and she's that tension breaker. And she's been amazing. That's why I call her my mental health crusader.
In the 4 years that we've had them, they've won awards and just really kind of excelled, probably beyond where we thought they would be at this point in time. And I have to give credit to the handlers, because it takes a lot of time and commitment for this. From students and staff to the university administration, everybody has been extremely positive, very, very receptive to having the canines on campus, and it's making a positive impact.
I think that we've made our regional partners proud that put a lot of time and effort into our unit. It's been the most rewarding, and it's taught me an incredible amount of patience.
What makes our resource more special is that we are community oriented. The student feels like that dog belongs to them. And that's the best feeling in the world.
I get goosebumps hearing about all the good things that we're doing around here. And look at the dog. This is a good dog. It's a good dog. All right. Aaron, you put that up before you. I know that very strategically. All right. So next up, I think so. I think you did. And so all those employee surveys that we all complete, it's not all for nothing. There's a lot of data in there to help us improve. And here we have Aaron, our Director of Communications, to go ahead and discuss a little bit more about that initiative. Aaron?
So our last employee survey was back in October. And at the town hall leading up to that, I got in front of you guys and asked if we could increase our participation. And we did. So it went from 56% to 59%. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. Now, if you are in the campus services group, so building services, grounds, vehicle shop, stand up for me. Yeah. All right. So y'all are largely responsible for that increase. You killed it. You did great. Give yourself a round of applause. And you need to do the same thing again this year, okay? So as you can see, the distribution of that 59% of people who took the survey pretty much reflects how employees are distributed across administrative services. Now that's important because I want the data to be representative of all of you, because this data is used for our employee engagement program. And I want each employee in administrative services to benefit from that program. So I talk a lot about employee engagement. I want us to be on the same page about what this thing called employee engagement is. So go ahead. It has three components. It's the way that we think about this. So there's a behavioral component. Now that's putting forth the effort to do your job well, the physical energy to do your job well. So you can think about that as being engaged with your hands. The second is cognitive engagement. That's being mentally focused on doing your job. You can think about that as being engaged with your mind. Finally, there's emotional engagement. So that's caring about the job you do and believing in the mission of the organization. So believing in what we do here in OAS and for the university more largely. So you can think about that as being engaged with your heart. So in the survey, these are the three elements that we're measuring when we look at employee engagement. And here's the results from the last survey specific to engagement. We're doing great. Our overall engagement score is remaining high. And just like we saw in 2022, if you look down at the end, emotional engagement, so that last component is still the lowest thing that we're measuring. So again, that's caring about the job you do and how it contributes to the mission of the organization. So I want you to keep emotional engagement in mind as we move to the next slide. Let's go ahead and advance it. Yeah. So in the survey, we also look at some other areas, some other things that drive or lead to engagement. And these are the things that we can kind of manipulate to make improvements to the organization that are going to increase those engagement numbers. So this includes things like having the materials and equipment that we need to do our jobs well, having professional development and training opportunities, being recognized and acknowledged for the good work that we do, and also having a strong internal communication program. So that not only means having information pushed down from OAS to employees, but also having opportunities for us as employees to speak up with ideas and suggestions and feedback to the organization, to OAS and the leadership team. So we continue to do well in these areas, and we saw slight gains across the board. But just like in 2022, recognition is still the lowest one of these metrics that we're looking at. So I ask you to remember emotional engagement. So the reason that that's important, it turns out that employee recognition, so being recognized, appreciated, acknowledged for the work that you do is really closely tied to emotional engagement. And that's something that we're focused on improving. So as you're going to hear from your employee engagement team in just a few minutes, we use these results to drive what they do. And right now, the main thing that they're focused on are ways to better recognize and appreciate us as employees for the good work that we do. So just remember, by participating in that survey that we get once a year, you help drive what we focus on to continue to make administrative services a great place to work. And I want to emphasize, this is about your voice, you being heard, you being represented in what we do. So the survey is one way to do that, but there's also idea proposals. There's the department visits the engagement team does, the mini town halls that Jen does, and also just reach out. I mean, reach out to the engagement team, reach out to me, to the leadership team. If you've got ideas, suggestions, or concerns, we want to hear about it. Thank you.
Great job to Aaron. And before we bring up for the next raffle, because I know we're excited about that, let's just give a round of applause for the engagement team. Aaron and the engagement team. I know there's been plenty of times that I've submitted ideas and, a lot of the times you think that those go to a black hole, and there's a lot of research that has to happen to see if the ideas that we have in mind can come to fruition. So I do want to recognize the engagement team and all their efforts in making sure that our ideas are heard and presented to senior leadership. All right, so our next raffle, Christina and Devanchi, all yours. That was probably Maurice. Put that one back in there and spin it one more time. Spin it again. Spin it again. Ah. Last three digits. Nope. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. I confused everybody, Marie. Shout out to our winner in the back. One. 8. 5. 1, 8, 5. All right, Orlando in the back. There's 2 digits. 84. 84. Anybody got 84? Yes? 84. Let me see it. Gotta make sure we got the right. We got a winner. 3, 2. Better pull it out. Do we not have a winner? All right. I need a yes or a no. Did y'all get the number or no? No? All right, we're gonna re-roll one more time. All right. 2 digits. 27. Who's got the last two? 27. Nobody wants to win. I'm 27. I picked 27. We got one in the back? Pay them? All right, we got a winner. We got a winner. Building services. All right, how we doing right now? We're all doing pretty good? Are the chairs kind of comfortable or no? No? All right, everybody stand up real quick. Everybody stand up real quick, real quick. Real quick, real quick, real quick. Real quick, real quick, real quick. Oh, we got another? We got another? All right. Everybody sit down. We got another winner real quick. Three digits. One, 5, 5. 1, 5, 5. Any winners? 1, 5, 5. We got one in the back. All right. Now don't go too far now, engagement team. Don't go too far now. All right. Shout out to our winners. Next up, we got our members of our engagement team, and I'm going to read them off from picture. We got Jordan, Taryn, Paul, Connor, Aaron, Lindsay, Christina, Jose, and Devanchi. Let's give them all a round of applause.
Good morning, everyone. I love your energy today. This feels different than the other room, I'm just saying. As Antonio introduced, my name is Jordan. I'm with Facilities Information Services. And here we have Christina from Building Services. Lindsay from Vehicle Maintenance. Jose from ASBC. Paul from Grounds. And missing today is Connor from the post office, but. So we are the employee engagement team. You probably see us around all the time. We're coming out, visiting you. We are here to listen to your ideas and make an impact for what you guys are doing every day. We do this by listening, collaborating, and taking action on the feedback that we receive from you guys. So as Aaron mentioned in the OAS employee engagement survey, we took that survey in 2022 and turned it into department visits. So we took the results and found that of the eight visits we did and 51 employees we talked to, we found some key insights to that. So we found that people were interested in professional development and training for public speaking, basic computer skills, as well as leadership development. So listening, hearing your feedback, we decided to take action on all those. So as of right now, there is an available leadership enhancement training. If you want to know more about that, we can just email us and we can give you some information about that. We have also partnered with USF College of Education, and we are talking and trying to set up a basic computer skills course that we can offer an in-person course for those that are interested in it. And additionally, as of right now, there is also a online public speaking course that we can offer. It is a $500 value that we have a code to actually make that free for anyone in OAS. So you'll be getting an email tomorrow giving you more information about that course if you're interested. We also have, Aaron is working on not just an online version, but Aaron's going to work on an in-person public speaking course that we can offer to you guys as well. All right. Thank you guys so much for just listening to or giving your feedback, because it really helps us take actions on things. So here's Paul.
Hey, everyone. All right, so as they talked about in 2023, the focus of the department visits was on professional development. And then as you kind of saw in our recent survey that we all just did last year, the lowest ranking metric that we're looking at is employee recognition and engagement. So we're going to be focusing these recent department visits on how to kind of try to make employees feel a little bit more recognized in their department and in their workplace. So far, we've only visited a total of 6 areas. We want to get to about 10, maybe a little more. We've spoke to about 45 employees, and we're still working on kind of condensing that down into direct action items that we can present to leadership and kind of move forward on. So in the meantime, something that we're always working on that you're always welcome to send to us is a little thing called idea proposals. I don't know if anyone's really heard about it, so I'll kind of explain how you do it, and then we'll go over some recent developments, and then I'll explain how to do it again. So really quick, you've got feedback forms that are kind of near where your Excellence Nomination Award forms are in those little metal boxes that are in your break rooms. And then you could also just go online to OAS/engagement or usf.edu/OAS-engagement. Or you can email us at the OAS engagement team email, which is right there, oasengagement@usf.edu. If you just type in engagement, it'll pop up as one of the recommended ones. And this can be a super informal email. You can just kind of email us about any sort of equipment, any sort of resources that you need that you can't get within your department. That'll either make your life easier while you're here at work or make your job more efficient while you're here. That could be equipment, tools, things like jackets, kind of all of the above. So next slide. So one thing that we're currently working on is we've gotten a few idea proposals in the last couple months. We've gotten some benches installed in the MHB break room. That way people, woohoo! That way people can take a seat while they change their shoes or they get ready or kind of pack up after a day of work. They don't have to do that standing. At the same time, or in the same place over the summer, I think it was their AC that broke. We were able to get some cooling units pulled into that break room to cool the unit down, basically portable air conditioners. And then now we're just starting a program, kind of like, I don't know if you've ever seen our ground crew going around where we've got the personal coolers for food and stuff. We're starting a program like that for building services as well, where they have coolers that they can take around with their teams and keep their lunches packed in, so they can keep their drinks cold with them while they work. So that's just kind of like a selection of types of things that we can do with idea proposals. Again, it's a very generic, open process that you just kind of email us. If we need any information from you, we'll go back and forth and kind of explain that. And again, if you're interested in doing idea proposals in the future, you can do them in multiple different ways, from doing the in-person form that's near those locked metal boxes to sending an email to our email or going to our website, usf.edu/OAS-engagement. Or you can just come up and talk to me or any of these members of the team if you know us and you work with us, and then we'll bring it up in our meeting. So thank you very much. Now I'll hand it off to Lindsay, who's going to talk to you about upcoming events and what we got going on.
I like holding my microphone. It's not cooperating with me today, but that's okay. We'll work with what we have. So as you can see in this chart, the employee engagement team plans several events and projects throughout the year. So our job doesn't start and end with just the town halls, but it's an ongoing program. These events and projects help us build stronger relationships among our departments, and it is a way to show our sincere appreciation for everything that you do. Serving the employee engagement team can be a lot of work, but it is also very rewarding when we're standing here in front of you and seeing everybody just come together. It gives us a very amazing sense of reward. That being said, we're currently looking for 2 positions. There's 2 open positions on the team. If you are interested, please take a look at the back of your program. How many of you got a program in your hand? Yes, take a look at that. And there's information on how to apply for the employee engagement team. Also, feel free to speak to us, anyone on the team currently, so that we can let you know how to go about joining our team. Now here next is some of the activities that we had before or after our last town hall. We had homecoming week. I don't know if you guys remember, we had the office decorating contest. I think the post office kind of got that one. Yay. We had the selfie booth. I saw a lot of you come up to OPM and take a picture. That was awesome. And our homecoming parade watch party, followed by the homecoming parade. We also had the reverse trick or treat, where we went around different areas giving out candy and treats to everyone. Yay. And we have the professional picture day. And last but not least, how many of you remember or were here for the New Year's celebration? That was my favorite last year. Yay. We had a lot of fun. We gathered here at the Marshall Student Center for food, games, and lots of fun activities. I'll pass this on now to Miss Christina.
So your favorite one was the New Year celebration. Who remembers? We have technical difficulties. Okay. Okay. Okay, so now we know which one is my favorite one. So what is coming soon? Who remembers the popsicle pop-up? So when we went around different areas with this ice cream truck and some refreshing popsicles. So we are gonna do that this summer. We will keep you informed when. And also the homecoming around October. So if you guys have any ideas, how are you gonna decorate your golf carts? Who's gonna be in the parade? So start thinking and put it together so we can have a big group of the OAS and the homecoming. Thank you.
All right, now we're here for the fun stuff. We're going to begin talking about the Excellence Awards. Next. So the Excellence Awards are a perfect opportunity for all of us to come together and nominate your deserving peers on the good work that they do. And you can do so in one of three ways. You can either fill out the physical forms and submit it in the Excellence box. You can go online here at the website you see here to fill it out, as well as asking your supervisor for a form to fill out the perfect way to nominating people you think deserve the recognition for the good work that they're doing. So after our nominations are submitted, our employee engagement team actually collects all the nominations and we review them and score them accordingly. And once we receive all the awards, we try to nominate and award them to people we deem as putting the excellent work for USF. And these awards are given to both individuals and teams twice a year. Over here, you can see all those who were nominated across the board in 2023, 2024. So please give a round of applause. Over here. Over here, you'll see all the nominations by the departments in Q3 and Q4. They're based on peer nominations, so it's up to you to nominate your colleagues and give them the recognition that they deserve. This chart breaks down the nominations by department with percentages reflecting the department's workforce. And so we always encourage to remember to nominate your friends and your peers for the work that they do. Now, we will announce the Excellent Award recipients. So if you're in here, your name called, please make your way to the stage. Michelle Caney. Michelle is being nominated for her outstanding outreach efforts. Over the past 6 months, she's engaged with over 800 individuals across 17 tabling events, providing emergency information and helpful guides to everyone. Michelle's interactive approach encourages engagement and makes learning fun. Robert Okros. Robert is being nominated for his exceptional teamwork. Back in November, a flooding incident actually occurred in the ISA building. During the weekend, Robert volunteered for emergency cleanup, playing a crucial role not only in cleaning the carpets, but removing the water from all the IT rooms. He truly showed genuine care for the building, the equipment, and everyone inside. Catherine Lloyd. Catherine's being nominated for her poise during a challenging incident back in October. While driving the Bull Runner, she actually witnessed a bicycle car collision. Kathy not only reassured the passengers, but she promptly contacted university police for their assistance. She then stayed with the injured student, providing comfort until further help arrived. Pong Yarnock. Pong is being nominated for his exceptional teamwork and reliability. Back in January during the OAS celebration, he promptly responded to a call from the USF post office about a stranded delivery van near the MHC building. Pong left the event not only to assist, but he successfully got the car running and returned it back to the post office. Nick Wilson. Nick is being nominated for his exceptional customer service. He received an event request and was on the phone within the hour speaking to the customer, understanding their needs and possible options that they may have. He went the extra mile for surveying the site to create a map for the guests and provided a common and valuable service as he usually does. Now I'll hand it off to Jordan to speak about the team awards.
All right, the first recipients, Lourdes Garcia and Corey Kelly. This team was nominated for their reliability and dependability during payroll processing in December. The payroll team had been short-staffed for several months, and there was an accelerated deadline, which normally takes 4 employees. Having only 2 employees and knowing the importance of the task, Lourdes and Corey stepped up, stayed late, and took on additional tasks to ensure the deadline was met, demonstrating their commitment and dedication. Gary Shadwick, Keith Gladden, Robert Gaia, Jorge Fernandez, and James McClendon. This team was nominated for their support and courage during an attempted theft. The team stayed late to protect a female manager while waiting for the university police response. Their unwavering courage and support during the challenging situation are truly commendable. Claudia Faisler, Amari Howell, Alfred Murray, Tony Hardy, Ethel Palmar, and Julia Cummings. This team was nominated for their teamwork, commitment, and initiative in response to a flooding incident in the nursing building. In January, both first and second floors of MDN building started to flood. Their dedication and collaboration helped resolve the issue efficiently and effectively. Thank you so much for all the awards. All right.
All right, another round of applause for all of our winners. I like to think when one of us win, we all win. So once again, shout out to our team. All right, we're rounding things up. All right, want to make sure we round up on a high note. So next up, we've got our Vice President of Facilities and Public Safety Operations, Carol Post. Oh, I'm sorry. Before we get to that, can't skip the raffle drawing. My bad. Let's go our raffle drawing. One last raffle drawing. Get your tickets out. Get your tickets out. Devon's got an announcement. Cool. Three digits. 1, 2, 6. Any winners? In the back. Nice. We got a 126. Next up. $168. James. So James right up in front. How many more we got? Two more chances. 186. All in the back. All in the back. Keep that hand up. One last one. One chance to win. 5-7. Mike Ballister. All right. Thank you so much, engagement team. And I'm going to ask Vice President Post to come on back up to introduce our guest speaker. VP Post.
Antonio. All right, folks, we're getting to the close of the program. I know we're running a little behind and the chairs are not as comfortable as at the auditorium. So we're gonna move, I'm gonna pick up the pace and get us moved along. As we always do, I like to try to refresh on where we are and where we're going. I have to say though, before I jump into this, even though we're moving things and I'm gonna get us out of here, I need to reflect on the presentations that were done. I don't see these in advance. And I was so impressed. I just made a few notes about the teams that were up here, whether it's Everett, Clarissa, Dan, Aaron, that work that was really done. But honestly, I was just blown away by Jose and Jimmy. You guys, I think Jimmy might be giving you a run for the MC position, Antonio. We'll get him some green pants and he'll be good to go. But really, this is about you. So the opportunity to really showcase those of you who are on the ground, literally doing the work, is really what the mission is. So I appreciate that. I appreciate you all taking the time to come up and celebrate yourself. So that's fantastic. I also, just as an aside, when the K9 video, which was broadcast on ESPN, and I think it's on a loop of some sort, I'm a little bit of kind of a wonky for facility stuff. So what I noticed was the grounds, the buildings, the facilities, the athletic venues, that everything looked beautiful. It was just, again, a showcase. The dogs and the police are awesome, but it was really cool to see the university in the background. And it was just a sense of pride. So give yourselves a hand. Okay, so I'm just going to talk rapidly about where we are, where we're going. It is probably no surprise to anyone. I'm going to remain a very consistent message that our mission and my mission as your advocate is about the people and the budget. That is what drives this group, this organization, your departments, your jobs every day, is how are we taking care of you as the people? And we do that through having a well-managed and sustainable budget, whether it's for compensation, whether it's for the tools, the resources, all of the things that are necessary for you to do your job. So I'll just touch upon how we've categorized those today and what we're doing to move forward. And again, no surprises here. These are the core objectives that I focus on every day, and everything we do is meant to achieve one or more of these priorities. So it starts with our supporting our staff and developing talent. You heard a lot about that this morning, ways that we're working on doing that, the work that the employee engagement team is doing to help drive support for staff and developing you as individuals, professionals, and enabling you to do the jobs you do, but to also think about other jobs, promotional opportunities. Where can you take your career and your path? So top priority. The second is operational sustainability. What that really means is, how do we just create a state of good repair around the university? We have a long way to go, as we know about our deferred maintenance status, but I know that we're chipping away at it and really ensuring that we become more proactive and less reactive. Every day we are reacting to something that went sideways. And if we can try to mitigate those, and that's my responsibility. You all are solving the problems every day, but for us and our leadership team to try to push for more budget that enables us to have a more sustainable environment, we'll trying to reduce those emergency situations. That's really also invested by investing in capital renewal. And same thing in capital renewals, all of the facilities around us, I actually see it just a little more expansive than that. It is also about you are capital, your human capital, the tools you use are capital, everything about the way we work requires an investment in capital and capital renewal. And then the last is really just keeping us aligned with the university strategies and its initiatives. And those are shifting as well, and we adapt as they shift. So I remain consistent on these priorities. They're the same priorities we looked at when I first stood before you in 2022, and I hope to keep them consistent. And then just drilling down a little bit into the details around the support for people, we filled critical vacancies. And a lot of this relies on our partners with HR, who we'll hear from just before we wrap up. But being able to quickly post positions, recruit for them, fill them, and get people here, it really, shrinking those gaps enables us to not have to rely so much on a team absorbing a vacancy. So really just trying to keep a constant flow of filling vacancies. You can see the numbers that we did there. And also what I talked about earlier is promoting and creating new opportunities. There's been a lot of shifts. AVP Jen Fleischman and AVP Everett Simmons have done a lot within their organizations to rethink and reshift positions so that it gives greater opportunity for promotion, and opportunities to advance and have a greater career path. And so you see some of those numbers there. And then, as I've said from day one, really trying to stabilize and increase wages. I think we have on the next slide some specifics about that. We worked, I want to reemphasize raising that minimum wage that happened a year and a half ago, really was driven by this workforce and the need for that. And then the compression adjustments that were done, and then the consistent adjustments we've attempted to make to raise everyone's compensation to at least a minimum of 85% of market rate. If you jump to the next slide, you'll see there's also been both in-unit and out-of-unit compensation adjustments. And then again, that target to try to lift everyone's wage to at least 85% of market rate. I don't think we're done at 85%, but was our target for this last fiscal year. Each fiscal year, we try to chip away at that. And as market rates adjust, we should be adjusting as well. I don't want that to ever be static. And then the last things we kind of touched upon, just, filling vacancies, and then really driving toward supporting campus infrastructure. The OAS employee engagement team is such a critical part of what we do and in support of you, and ensuring that we have the tools around you to be effective, which they are part of driving that as well. So can I please get a round of applause for that employee engagement team? They all have very busy day jobs. This is just a hobby for them. So they're doing in their spare time. So it's even more credit for their hard work. So I think that's it for my quick summary. One of the things that we're so dependent on, do we have a slide for Alexis? There we go. I thought it was important. I know a session or two, a few town halls ago, we invited Angie Sklenka, who leads human resources at the university, and she was able to speak about her mission and vision. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing Dr. Alexis Mutu as part of the HR team in a new role. And the reason it's important for us this morning, and we know we're running a little behind, so we'll keep it going rapidly. But the critical part of the partnership with HR is it allows us to drive all those HR movements that I've talked about and all of our compensation movements. It doesn't happen without us being in lockstep with HR. So we're very grateful for the partnership and their willingness to come and talk to you about what some of their vision is, and take questions as well. And then we'll open the floor for overall questions and we'll get you guys out of here. So thanks.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. I'm very, very grateful to be here before you representing Central HR. I want you to know that President Law wants everyone to believe that USF is the best place to work. And to that end, came up with the employee experience team, which encompasses employee relations, equal opportunity, and employee engagement. Employee relations sat in HR all along. Equal opportunity sat in ethics and compliance. As I've been in the role for 6 months or 7 months now, you can see that they overlap all the time. And so not that there are any issues going on in your division, but if there was some time ago where there was a lot of delay in response. And so if there was actually a problem that an employee was experiencing or a manager was experiencing, there were some delays, and we've identified where those delays were, and we're working on cutting down that time. So as an example, I don't know if you know about Ethics Point, but it's a platform that we are legally mandated to have. And the response time for Ethics Point would be 30 to 45 days. We've got it down to 10 to let you know that we see you, we understand you. But more importantly, employee relations and equal opportunity is here to help to mediate some conversations that sometimes need to be mediated. Not everything rises up to the level of an infraction, but sometimes there are tensions, people communicate differently, and just various ways that people interact with each other sometimes doesn't work, and so we're here to help. In addition, we have employee engagement where we're taking a pulse of what's going on in departments to make sure that the people in the departments who are doing it right, we get to amplify, but we are also able to identify through data these spaces where things aren't working so well. So when you bring it all together, we're here to just really make and facilitate the best employee experience. So, I mean, not that I encourage, feel free to contact me because you have issues, but feel free to contact me if you have ideas, right? Because the bottom line is we need your input to figure out how you can feel more valued at the university, and know that, again, this is President Law's initiative. She's very, very committed, as your VP is, to making sure that when you come to work, you feel good about coming to work, you feel good about what you do, and you're able to go out into your communities and say, USF is in fact the best place to work. So this is just a snapshot of what we do. My last name is not common, so I'm easy to find. Feel free to IM me, email me. I'm always available, and thank you very much for having me.
I know Alexis will stick around as well in case there's questions that she can field. I have one other thing I wanted to comment on before we take questions, just to recognize that in the last month, there's been a lot of tensions around the university driven by different philosophical positions and so on. And our teams, many of our teams, certainly our UPD was quite actively involved in managing some of the protest activity. But I didn't want it to go unnoticed that our grounds crew, parking and transportation, our bus drivers had to navigate a lot of this. I know just being out and amongst the campus, each of you probably had to navigate some way. And I really just want to give you a recognition for doing that with grace and professionalism, and to thank you for that, and to give yourselves, again, a round of applause. Yeah. Okay. Questions? Anyone? Now, you know that myself and all of your leadership are always available for questions, input, suggestions as we go. So this is a good time to celebrate, but it's never the last time that we'll all speak. So lastly, I want to recognize Aaron and Taryn for putting this show together. Takes a lot of effort. They did an excellent job. I also want to recognize Beth Beal, who helped with the coordination. And I'll let Antonio close us out. And of course, we'll have refreshments after. Thank you, everyone.
I'm not going to keep you all long. Just 3 important things. If you wouldn't mind, please making sure you pick up any trash around your chair for our next session. There's a chance drawing. So if you want to sign up to win some free stuff in the back, chance drawing. And then finally, we got some refreshments outside. So feel free to grab some cookies and some refreshments outside. Thank you all. Go Bulls.